50 to 75% of women are even walking around with thyroid imbalances and are undiagnosed. Hello, everyone. My name is Kim Life, and I am a certified hormone, fitness, and nutrition coach. And we're going to talk today about thyroid imbalances. Thyroid affects 1 out of 10 women in America. In fact, 50 to 75% of women are even walking around with thyroid imbalances and are undiagnosed. The thyroid is so important that it's balanced because it is responsible for regulating activities in almost every cell in our body. Example, it regulates how fast or slow our heart beats. It regulates in the liver how much bile is produced, how many hormones are produced. It's linked to cortisol and estrogen. In fact, the ovaries, the adrenals, and thyroid are always connected and communicating with each other. It also regulates how quickly calories are burned, and it maintains our metabolism, which means weight loss, right? If you struggle or you resonate with any of these symptoms that I'm going to share with you, you could possibly have thyroid imbalances. Number one is weight loss. Like it's almost impossible. You're doing all the right things and nothing seems to work. Fatigue, lethargic, sluggish. Everything is slow when the thyroid is slowed down. Brain fog, like you just can't think clearly. Depression. In fact, thyroid is the number one issue in depression because it slows down the neurotransmitters in our brain. Also, being unmotivated, low libido, constipation, hair loss, hair thinning, dry skin, brittle nails, cold hands and feet. Those are a lot of the symptoms of slow thyroid. And remember, when the thyroid is slow and sluggish, so is everything else in our body. You're going to have fatigue, you're going to have constipation. And so many women are walking around with these symptoms and are undiagnosed because maybe you went to the doctor and you were told that your TSH levels are within range, which sometimes, isn't always the true picture of what's really going on with the thyroid, because we need to check T3 levels and also T4 levels and the thyroid antibody. If you struggle with any of those, that would be one thing I would definitely do is go to the doctor, get blood work done, but don't just get TSH tested, get T3, T4, and thyroid antibodies so that you can get a full panel, a true picture of what is happening with the thyroid. You might have been diagnosed with thyroid imbalances, been put on a prescription like Synthroid or Armor or NP thyroid. That's personally what I take. I have Hashimoto's, which means that we have high antibodies. That's why you want to test your antibodies, because when your antibodies are high, it basically is attacking your thyroid. That's an autoimmune disease. And a lot of those symptoms that I shared with you are definitely symptoms of Hashimoto's. Even though maybe you're on the medication and it definitely can help, absolutely, you still need to do lifestyle and nutrition things that will help to heal and support that thyroid. Investigate also further hormone imbalances. As I shared earlier, thyroid needs to be tested through blood, but you can test other hormones through saliva. You can test them through Dutch testing, which is a urine test, because they're connected together. Remember, our hormones are like an orchestra or a football team. They all need to work together and be in sync in order for our body to function properly. Because most likely, if you have thyroid disorders, you will have dysregulated cortisol. You will have probably low or high estrogen. Your sex hormones will be off. First of all, go to the doctor, get your blood work done, a full blood panel. Then also address nutrient deficiencies like irons, vitamin D3, C, E, B vitamins, iodine, zinc, selenium, and magnesium. Those are very important nutrients that we need in order to support a healthy thyroid. If you're deficient in any of those, it's going to be very hard to get your thyroid healthy. First thing you want to do is get your diet right. As we talk through all of our hormones, and the lifestyle and nutrition are two of the biggest factors in regulating any of our hormone balances. So the top food, though, that you want to reduce is gluten, especially if you have been diagnosed with Hashimoto's, if you have been diagnosed with anything slow or even hyperthyroidism, you want to reduce gluten. Those are things like breads and pastas, and gluten is in everything. So you need to learn to read labels as well. And the reason for that is it creates antibodies that attack the thyroid because the body thinks that they're thyroid antibodies. They mimic those. Reduce inflammatory foods like refined sugar, cane sugar, refined carbohydrates like cookies and bagels, white flours. The reason refined means that the fiber is stripped from it and basically just the starch is left. The starch is the part that drives inflammation and influences us in a negative way. Reduce hydrogenated oils like canola oil, soybean oils, vegetable oils, because they're hidden in everything. Make sure you're reading your labels to make sure you're not incorporating those hydrogenated fats in there. You want to incorporate things like olive oil and coconut oil. Have good fats in your body and versus those fats. Reduce dairy. Dairy is also noted as to be high inflammatory too. Now, I'm not saying you have to stop everything forever. Okay, I'm just saying reduce. If you're doing it every day, it might just be too much. So reduce it. You want to eat a well-rounded diet that's rich in nutrients that includes iodine, selenium, zinc, and the vitamins. Foods that are high in these nutrients include things like seaweed, fish, salt, and of course, eggs. Those are some things that include iodine. Also, selenium, Brazil nuts, and fish. A lot of fish also have selenium in there. Zinc that comes from whole grains, also nuts, lean meats, and pumpkin seeds. You can have a handful of pumpkin seeds. Those are a great form of zinc. Animal protein, because we need iron. Also, animal protein includes tyrosine, which is also an amino that our thyroid needs. Olive oil has the vitamin E in there. So those are some things that you want to make sure that you're incorporating so that you pick up and you get some of those nutrients that I share with you that your thyroid needs. Things that inhibit the production of your thyroid hormone is things like fluoride. You want to reduce fluoride, like your fluoride toothpaste. What happens is it reduces the production of T3 and T4, and it works against iodine. That's the reason you want to eliminate fluoride. Whenever your thyroid is producing TSH, it produces T4. That's an inactive form of thyroid. Then that converts to T3, which is your active form of thyroid. Some of it converts to RT3, which is an inactive form too. So you want a good amount of T3 so that it's basically helping our thyroid. So a lot of times, like in my case, my problem was my T4 did not convert to T3. So I wasn't getting the active form of thyroid. Another thing is reduce toxins, like even the things that we're exposed to, but also alcohol. Alcohol does not play well with your thyroid. It can play havoc on both your thyroid hormone in your body and the ability for your thyroid to produce hormones. So you definitely want to eliminate or reduce the alcohol. Manage your stress. Remember, whenever we have stress, it increases cortisol. Cortisol, thyroid kind of work together. So that's going to suppress our thyroid even more. Also, watch pesticides. The foods that you're eating, make sure you're buying organic, so you're not having pesticides and stuff too. Having good gut health is very important. And how we do that is basically the things I just shared with you, because a lot of our hormones, the T3 and T4, a good percentage is converted in the gut. So it's very important that our gut remains healthy too. Now, you can support yourself too with vitamins, things like vitamin D, magnesium, omega-3, zinc, selenium, iron, iodine. The B vitamins are always depleted too, especially when we live in this stress world. That's the first thing that goes is our B vitamins. And we need B6 in order to help our body use the iodine. So B vitamins are super important. Now, before you just go out and buy all those vitamins, the first thing I would do is go to your doctor, get some of these levels checked to make sure. But if you resonate again with any of those symptoms up there, there's things that you can do to support your thyroid naturally, as well as even if you're on the medications and so on, like eliminate the gluten, eliminate the sugar, watching fluoride, managing your stress, managing your sleep, a lot of lifestyle nutrition things that can definitely help to support your thyroid. And of course, daily exercise, get in your steps and get out there with activity and exercise. All of this will function and work together to have a healthy thyroid. And remember, like I said in the beginning, when one is imbalanced, a lot of other things are imbalanced. So if you start supporting that, if you're like, hey, Kim, I resonate with so many of those, I could possibly have a thyroid imbalance, start doing some of these things. It's not going to hurt you anyway to eliminate eliminate the sugar, watch the gluten, watch the dairy, and so on, in order to have a healthy gut, in order to have a healthy liver, and also a healthy thyroid too. Thank you for watching. Reach out if you have any questions. We do have a 16-week program, Midlife Menopause Makeover, where we go through all of the steps to help you manage stress, help you manage sleep, help you to learn about all the toxins that you're surrounded and what to watch for, what products that you need to be using, and so on. And best yet is we test your hormones so that we don't guess. We know exactly what to work on and giving you a customized protocol so that you know what foods to eat, you know what exercise is best for you, and also all of the lifestyle activities, what supplements that you should be taking, and so on. I've had this program for a year now, and we've got over 30 people in there having probably 96% success rate and people getting more energy, losing weight, sleeping better. Anyway, thank you all so much. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I will see you in the next video.